full house today in the European Parliament in the event we organized on the uptake of clean shipping fuels. We've got a lot of stakeholders. We've got the Commission, the Belgian presidency, the NGOs co-organizing the event, and two co-hosting MEPs. For us, a clear priority is to push for the use of the revenues of the ETS for the uptake of clean fuels in the market. And another clear priority is the introduction of clear and robust requirements of the fuel suppliers.
And we need investment for maritime and decarbonization. We need enabling conditions. We need to also use e-fuels and alternative fuels to the sectors that they are most needed, clearly maritime and aviation. We need to concentrate there, which is much more cost efficient.
Well, the main case, according to my opinion, is to have sufficient quantity in terms of the new kind of fuels in order to have a balanced market in order to meet the supply with the demand. And in this regard, I think that to set a mandatory target in terms of the suppliers is one proposal that we have to consider.
So today we were part of this great event organized by Transport and Environment and ECSA, where we were discussing the future of fuels for the shipping sector. We need to make sure that the right fuels go to the right markets. And that basically means that fuels that are basically based on hydrogen, they end up in sectors where they have no better alternative. And that includes shipping and aviation. We need to continue working to make sure that the financing for these fuels is there.
Well, Belgium is a very important bunkering nation. We supply 48% of the total fuel consumption in Belgium to the shipping market, which implies that if we want to achieve a greening of shipping fuels, then we also need to have some reassurance in terms of a cross-border effect. So that's why my Minister of Energy, Tine van der Straten, decided to host an event on the 29th of May, an implementation workshop on green fuels for shipping, with a view to agreeing on joint levels of ambition across the North Sea basin countries.
For the shipping sector to meet the EU's decarbonization targets, we need the investments in the new alternative fuels and investment also to the new technologies. In particularly, the fuels need to be globally available at affordable prices and safe.
It's important to note that the shipping sector is committed to deliver climate neutrality by 2050. For this purpose, green renewable fuels are key for the sector. This is why we also need robust regulation that on the one side helps in de-risking the huge investments required in these new fuels and also supports the investments for new fuels. And lastly, to scale up these fuels, we also need a global regulation on fuels.
Very timely event, so very nice discussions on the topic that's extremely important. The discussions about the Innovation Fund were extremely interesting because it's a sector or a funding instrument that we see as extremely relevant for the sector, especially since it's the only one who allows the ship owners to fund the operating costs for 10 years of operation. Therefore, it's a key tool going forward. But there are certain elements which need to be adopted, which I try to make clear that we need to have a dedicated call that will channel back the ETS revenues back to the sector.